I work with all sorts of people experiencing all sorts of life issues. Work a lot with depression and anxiety. I have a specialty certification in the treatment of addiction, specifically sex addiction, and then work with a lot of trauma and attachment issues. So I grew up with my mother working as a counselor, and so growing up had an idea of who they are and what they do, and ultimately I just found that I really like working with people. And so, like I said, pursued a couple of different options, but this was the one that ultimately felt like it resonated most with who I am and my kind of innate skill sets, and had passion for doing the work. You know, I mean, if we're talking about things like depression and anxiety, we kind of have a cultural understanding of what those things are, and I think most people self-identify as they know that they're struggling with depression because they feel that they're, struggling to, get out of bed in the morning, or maybe they're having a hard time feeling motivated to get into work. They're just having a hard time really engaging in their life, and might be able to look around at the people around them and assume that what they are experiencing is outside of like an expected experience. And thankfully I think that we're at a place culturally now where we're talking to a counselor, seeing a therapist is a lot less taboo than it used to be. That a lot of times people who are struggling with the kinds of things that I work with, they are surviving day to day. They're keeping themselves alive, but maybe they're not feeling like they're really able to thrive, that they're not able to self-actualize in a meaningful way. They're having a hard time, moving their life in a particular trajectory. They're feeling stuck, they're feeling stagnant. Connection, emotional, psychological, spiritual connection between two people is inherently healing to the human mind. It's oftentimes in the context of human connection where we have experienced the most pain. We've all been rejected, teased, mocked, ridiculed by other people. And so in that place of vulnerability, if we have been hurt there, then we are pretty shy of making those connections again, because we know that there's a lot of opportunity to then be hurt. So what counseling is connection with another person, but what makes it different is that the context of that connection makes it a really safe environment, which is inherently healing. When our relationships are healthy, plentiful, meaningful, connected, safe, is really the environment where we as human beings are going to best thrive. So then the second thing, that all of the different diagnoses and symptoms that I might observe, at the end of the day, they all seem like a different iteration of that same thing, of an internalized sense of powerlessness, an inability to make my life what I need it and want it to be, which would be a scary thing to experience. There's a lot of vulnerability in there. Human beings are innately powerful, that we have an incredible amount of power to create our life into whatever we want it to be, but we give a lot of that power away because we focus so much of our attention on things that are outside of us, something outside of me that I really have very little control over. And so when I'm preoccupied by those external things, it just leaves me feeling really trapped, stuck, helpless, powerless, because I can't change those external things. And when we are exercising our ability to control the things that we do and the things that we say and the things that we think, that's where we feel most empowered. And then when we feel empowered, we can navigate that external world where there's so much that's outside of our control by turning that focus inward, and controlling the factors about myself that I actually can. My name is Daniel Allen, and I am a counselor, licensed professional counselor here at Creekside Counseling in Idaho Falls.